I wouldn't describe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a defensive manager. I know them results look like that, and maybe on other managers we would. But this is a guy who's played for Manchester United in those type of teams. I don't recognise him as that type of manager. Right now, I actually think it's a quality issue. So when I talk about being on the front foot, it's easier to be on the front foot without the ball. It's easier as a manager to organise that and say where you're going to press. And we've been critical of teams on this show where they drop deep, 2 banks of 4, and they can't get out. This, for me, is when the ball actually goes up to the front players. Is there enough quality there? You've said they're the top scorers in the Premier League. But have they got that player to score in the decisive games? That player who's going to take them to the league title? And when I look at that, people talk about Manchester United, they need a right winger. They went for Sancho. They need a centre-forward more than anything, in my book, and a right winger. And I think if you've got Rashford, a centre-forward, and a right-sided player, and Greenwood supplementing that and filling in, he's still a young player. I think he's going to be a quality player. But that's where they're lacking seriously now. So I wouldn't have a go at Ollie for that. I'd say it's a lack of quality. And you look at the options, you think in this country of Harry Kane or Haaland coming through. Mark, are they players who you think Manchester United should be targeting? You're the centre-forward who was there when Manchester United sort of won the league for the first time.
Yeah,
I think that's what they want now.
Yeah, I think you've touched on the right thing there. I've seen United a lot, and they've got good quality at the top end of the pitch. Rashford and Greenwood, highly thought of. But for me, they need maybe Cavani 5 years ago, when he was in his pomp. They probably got him at the wrong time. He's still an outstanding centre-forward. When I see him playing in this team, I just think it gives them a little bit more focus, and they've got confidence of going into his feet, and things happen around him. And the reality is, the other players I mentioned, it's with Martial as well. I think they all want to play in any other position rather than down the middle. Rashford would prefer to be on the left-hand side. Martial, I think, would prefer on the left-hand side. Greenwood prefers the right-hand side. Whereas they've all been tried down the middle, but you sense not one of them really wants to be there. So they need to get somebody with that quality to play down the middle to give them that focus, I feel.
Is it beyond the realms to talk about one of the two that Jamie's mentioned there, Kane or a Haaland?
Certainly the type they need to be in the market for. How accessible or how much of the ability they will have in the market to be able to go on and attract those players, who knows, because there's a lot of clubs that will covet them.